Oh, YouTube fans, here again. I know I did the original, why not? Why not? Man Myself 2. That's right, Man Myself 2. After the big success of the original in 1974, it was only one year after that Sylvester Tistel decided to prize a role as Man Myself. Now, instead of it being in Bangkok, this one's in Hong Kong. You do get a different actor playing her husband, and again, it's up to the hanky panky. Again, you've got a few lesbian scenes and other scenes. There's a bit on the ship where a captain ties it on with her. No go. But however, see, that's a woman. And I'm not going to say any more because I do not wish to be bought by YouTube. But you know it's Man Myself. It's what you're going to get in Man Myself. And it's not a bad in this. Let's not forget the iconic song that Silver Tistel sang. She also sang the song which would be used in the end title. I've heard it when it's dubbed in English, but all said and done, I prefer it in her own language. It sounded sexy, and I admit it sounded beautiful. And believe it or not, you can actually hear it on YouTube with the George's Silver Tistel singing the theme back in 1975. So not a bad in this, and you can definitely see there's a budget in it. But funny enough, the director and producer hated doing it. He felt it was dirty, it was disgusting, and it was chewed. But all said and done, there was a lot of strong things out there in its era, and it does have a story to it. Yeah, there's a lot of bonking in it, there's a lot of lesbian scenes in it, there's a lot of wham bang thank you man. But if you want to look at bonking, just go to the later Man Myself films. This still has a good story. I like the actor that plays the husband. I think he's a bit more strontiman and a lot more dud. There's a die in it, and Man Myself has a love interest. And if you ever remember that iconic poster where you see Silver Tistel as Man Myself, naked, with needles in her mouth there, and needles there near her eyelids, this is the one. This is the one where she had these needles there, a bit on her lip, and she's having a sexual fantasy of having it away with this dye, and this is the one. There's a bit in it where they're in like a thing, and it's a bit like a sauna, and they're getting what, and there's this beautiful woman, dark hair and everything, and you think, see, looks familiar. Funny enough, one same day when this come out, same day, she appeared in Batman Myself. It's then they sort of like made their own series, only called the Batman Myself series. She appeared in Batman Myself, which one day I might talk around the road about them. But at the moment, we'll talk about the Man Myself. This being Man Myself 2. Again, it's also a lot of beautiful scenery in the film, beautifully done, beautifully shot. You tend to see where the money is. It isn't just your wham bang, thank you, man. Again, however, Merchant Freeman, board of censorship, had a field day doing the cutting scenes. There's a bit in it where Man Myself's looking at a dirty tartoon, and it was cut down, believe it or not, in the UK because there was bits in it that showed a bit of hardcore. That's why there was a bit of hardcore scenes in the dirty tartoon, but a typical if you're bored of censor, being Murder Freeman, he cut that down. There's a bit of sex in it, which is a bit Jude and a bit below the belt, which again was cut down. But happy to say now you can see it in its tap, and you can now see it in DVD in its total uncut form, that being Man Myself 2. And I like this one. I mean, I think it's a worthy sequel. There's a lot more in it. There's a lot more. It does get a lot more stronger. And like I said, this is the one I felt had a lot more Van Bang. Thank you, man. There's a bit in it where she's in a sex bar, being a sex tub, and to get the idea, she's had it away with three men, but it's not really that graphic. You know what I mean? You want to see Stone just go into porn. This is more erotic. You know what I mean? It's more of an erotic film, and it's so on. There's a bit in it where they go to this place and they've got a bit of singing and dancing. Yeah, I do admit it's good to see the fun and totes off, but I do feel it kind of drags a bit there. Definitely drags. To me, it's a dare on the way, and she befriend this girl. You know what I mean? She befriend this off, and you've got the idea that they're gonna have a threesome, and they do. Her husband have a threesome. It ends where it freezes, and you get that beautiful song, the one I just said, the one sang by Silver Tistel. You do get that song for Man Myself 2. So I think it's a dudden. It's a dudden. It's a lot more of a good story to it. Yeah, there's some bonking in it, but I think it also has a bit of a story to it. You know what I mean? It isn't just wham bang thank you man. So I like Man Myself too. It's a dud and it's a competent. Sylvia Tisdale again does a dud performance. And I've got to admit, she looks bloody gorgeous in this film. She looks beautiful in this film. She looks gorgeous, she looks sexy, she's got long dark brown hair. This is the Sylvia Tisdale I admit when I saw this. When I saw Man Myself 2, I've got to admit, I fancied the arse of her. I really, really fancied the arse of Sylvia Tisdale. Which, funny enough, she would have been 1 year older than my dad. Well, actually, no, she would have been 1 year longer than my dad, should I say. But back in that era, she was in her 20s, she was beautiful, she was gorgeous, and I fancy Sylvia Tisdale when Man Myself 2 come out in 1975. You know what I mean? To me, she was natural, she wasn't Hollywood looking, she didn't have false tits, she wasn't, too Hollywood, she had this natural beauty about her, you know what I mean? She had a natural beauty. And you can see why she was a star in that era on the Man Myself films. Definitely wasn't shy at stripping off, but it was natural. It wasn't, it wasn't too in your flipping face. It wasn't too pornographic. And that's what I liked about the Man Myself films, starring Sylvia Tisdale. May she rest in peace. And this is Sylvia Tisdale. I thought she was beautiful, very beautiful. And it's very sad, really. We lost a good star. It's a good performance again, and I mean, you got a lot of bonking in it, a bit of lesbian scenes in it, and just bits that it's below the bowl, which I'm happy to say is now uncut, but to me, like the bit that goes in the sex bar, she meets a guy who's a bit of a dick, and she basically fucks him off, and not in a sexual way. But again, I like the film. It's a dud film. You get a dud song again, sang by Sylvia Tisdale. I don't know how it went. For you and you will be my love, Mama said no. Mama said no. It does sound killing the song, but you've got to hear it in its own language. When Sylvia Tisdale sang it in her own language, when she sang it in her own language, it is a beautiful, beautiful song. It really is a beautiful song, and it is a good film. I gotta admit, I like this film. I do remember they used a bit of it in I think, I could be right, could be wrong, but there's a Human League video. Remember the 80s band, the Human League? I'm kind of thinking that could be I Love Your Correction. There's a bit in that music video where you do see an original poster of Man Myself 2. Again, it was a good film, it was a big success. Launched another series that era, that being Black Man Myself, and it was only 2 days after she sadly did Goodbye Man Myself, which will have to be a review and it will have to be a rant. Again, it's not a bad film, but you can see in that one her art wasn't in it. Her art wasn't in it, and originally Goodbye Man Myself was going to be Goodbye, and it was definitely was nowhere near as good as this one. The first one, it was a good start, and this one was a worthy sequel. Goodbye Man Myself definitely was Goodbye. But again, this one I do like. I like the actor who played her husband. I like the fact it was in Hong Kong. I like the beautiful scenery. The bonking is bitty dud, but it's not too in your face. The bits where it is graphic, especially on the uncut one. I mean, I saw it, and I saw it when I think it was on Sky TV, and it was dark. It was so fucking dark, you could barely see anything. But the one I've now got is uncut. It's remastered. You can see what the fuck is going on, and it's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. That being Man Myself 2, shot in 1975. Into then I do more movies, more movie reviews into them. Be smart, be safe, and I'll see you soon.